days since Brittany Griner has been incarcerated in Russia, and hopefully we brought some good attention to that. Coming back to the game, they made big plays when they needed to. They got O boards. I thought we needed to do a much better job of taking care of the basketball. We turned it over too much. But I will give a shout out to Talon. I thought she played extremely well. 6 assists, 3 turnovers, but our turnovers really, really hurt us, and that's something that we have to do better. I thought, Cam, when she was out there, she was really did a great job on the block for us. I think Haley can is more capable to help us more. She kind of struggled from the field a little bit, but we needed her out there to help run our offense. But it's very disappointing to have the lead that we have and not be able to finish the job.
Alex Simon, San Jose Mercury News. Haley, for 3 quarters, you guys were having turnover problems when you went into the basket and get some looks. What did South Carolina do differently in the fourth to kind of stifle you guys as thoroughly as they did?
Yeah, I think South Carolina is a great team, and I think they just applied a lot of pressure. They were a physical team. I think that we matched their physicality for the majority of the game, but there's always plays that you want back. But I think that they played a great game. I think me personally, I could have finished more. But I think they did a great job defensively. They stifled us, as you said, but I think that there was a lot that we left out there on the court that we wish we had back. But also in the grand scheme of things, it's November. It's our first loss. So I think there's a lot left in the tank for this team.
All right, Michael Robertson, African American athlete. Coach, was there a key moment when Aaliyah Boston went out early to foul trouble and you guys had a lead, but you could have built on that lead and they kind of cut into the lead without Aaliyah?
Well, they have some really productive players off the bench. Obviously Aaliyah and Cook are their top players, but different people came in and helped them. I think a couple, them making a couple of their threes was really pivotal. Aaliyah Boston is so big and so strong that you have to double her, and that's a gamble. And some of their kids stepped up and knocked down some shots. 0 hit a 3, 23 hit 2 of them. That was the gamble, and I think that's a great example. Aaliyah's going to be the #1 draft pick. She's tough in there. She's really strong and aggressive. And that's, I think, a great person for people on our team, Kiki and maybe Lauren Betts, to really watch and say, that's what I need to be doing.
Ben Parker, CarnaSportsReport.com. Tara, if you could have a little bit more about just Talana's performance, true freshman out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just seemed incredibly poised.
I thought she was fantastic.
Just talk about her performance and what
I think that having that guard play going forward sets a great, is just great for our team and our program. And I think that, someone like India Navarre or Janiyah Harrell can work and watch and see what she's doing, and will be able to help us more down the road too. But I thought she played beyond what any freshman point guard I've seen do.
Who came up with the shirt idea, and who made these for you and Dawn?
This was, we've been saying something every game, having a moment of silence for Brittany Griner, and Jane Appel got me this shirt, and same thing with Dawn, wanting to bring attention to the situation that is just so hard for her to deal with, and maybe there's someone in the stands that can help. We need to bring her home.
Tara, just in overtime, a few of the mistakes between the inbounding violation and the timeout call that wasn't a timeout. Just what do you take away from those, and how do you learn from
I think that was some unfortunate slippage. We didn't have a timeout to call. We need to be able to get the ball in bounds. People need to cut harder, understand the sense of urgency with that, and get open and get the ball. The timeout was, that's unfortunate too. But again, Haley already said it's November, and it doesn't come down to, it's not one mistake, but it's the combination of the turnovers, like you said, not getting the ball in bounds, taking a timeout, not boxing out, fouling out, all the things add up. So, but again, it's an overtime game, and they're, we have to be hungrier.
Cameron, over here for me. What is the value in this experience today? I mean, we said it a couple times, it's November, but, and there's disappointment, and is that part of the value in the experience as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing I said walking into the locker room was that we have nothing to hang our heads about. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes, but we're a young team. And I think, if anything, it was just a great experience for us to just get, some experience under our belts and just to play through stuff like that. So I think we did well, but, a lot of stuff to learn from.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about Cameron's game tonight and also just her progression as a player over these years to be so dominant in a game like this?
Well, she's, Cam's a very skilled player. She's a very competitive player, athletic, size. She has it all. She can shoot inside. She's working on, just moving the ball a little better. She finishes on the block, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Again, taking care of the ball and staying in the game. But there's not two better players in the country than the one on my right and the one on my left. They're both fantastic basketball players, team players, and great leaders of their team. So we have nowhere to go but up.
Tara, Alex Simon from the Citizen Record News. This kind of has a similar feel, I guess, to last year where you guys were able to build a big lead, but they charged back. Is there something about the way Dawn makes adjustments or the team kind of makes a second half change that makes them so
Well, last year we had a bigger lead, and we just really struggled. Our point guard really struggled. I don't think Talana struggled. I think that we didn't defend maybe as well as we needed to down the stretch. It might be a team that's just not ready to be number one. So we have to be hungry as number 2. We have to improve. We have to obviously stay healthy and get better.
Tara, what did you think of Ashton tonight? Just the most she's played all year.
I thought she did very well. I think that she was boxing out. She was playing against Aaliyah Boston and gave her some trouble. But it's tough. She's really that good. I mean, she gets on that block and scores.
All right, last question.
Haley, what does this kind of atmosphere do for you before, going into this big next stretch and just before Pac-12 and just having a standing room only sold out home building?
Yeah, I think the energy in Maple State was electric, and I don't think I've had a game like that in here since maybe the Olympic game, but I still think it was louder in here today. So it was a really fun environment to play, and I think it prepares us for, Pac-12. I think everywhere we go, we get a big crowd, and, moving into tournament later on in the year. So I think it's a game that was provided a lot of great experience for not only myself and Cam, but the rest of our team.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.